How does one collect 1 crore in 2 days without an FCRA license? The reason I'm saying FCRA license is because of that 1 crore, 26% came from abroad. If you don't have FCRA license, how was that done? All this for the cause of illegal encroachers, illegal immigrants who are all over in India. Now, I want to show you excerpts from a thread that came about 2 months ago on Hawkeye X. And I want to tell you that we have checked a few of the facts in there and they are right. So we just want to share this thing with you so that you have an idea of the kind of nefarious designs people are indulging in by raising funds now to further the cause of illegal immigrants. Here we go. Miles to Smile, a not-for-profit company, raised 1 crore in just 2 days. And this was heavily promoted by Pravda Media and some unusual players, or we should say other usual players. They are, how did they get 27 lakhs from abroad? That's amazing. And look at the people who are the top donors: United States, Saudi Arabia, and UAE. So you look at this, in 48 hours, so much money has come in. And how did that come in? Some of these platforms where they are collecting funds have a very easy way to put money in. This is amazing, guys. This is just too quick. This is basically a crowdfunding effort, right? Now, there is another effort that they have taken up, and that is for Khargon, and they have raised 73 lakhs. Miles to Smile. So who are the beneficiaries of this? These are Jahangirpuri, remember the riots there, and people whose houses were bulldozed because they were illegal construction. Now money is being poured back into their hands. Go construct it elsewhere, another illegal place. By the way, I have to tell you another incident. In Tirupur, Tamil Nadu, there was a mosque constructed illegally, and the police is practically begging the people who are occupying the place to just move so that they can seal the place. They're not talking about bulldozing. Whereas many of the temples who were supposed to be on illegally encroached lands didn't have such luck. They were completely bulldozed. Worse, the people who were operating the bulldozer equipment went to a temple, had the free food that is available there, and then bulldozed it. All this in pouring rain. Great punya they have got. Anyway, let's get back to this. So Khargon, Jahangirpuri, anywhere there is an illegal construction and demolition, people are quickly finding ways to fund it and put the money back in there. Where did the Miles to Smile start? It started after 2020, and it concentrates on helping resettle the illegal Rohingyas, about 40,000 in number. And people don't know where they are. But I have a hunch, and this has been borne out in many factors. You have Rohingyas all over India. In fact, they are being carefully seeded in places where there were narrow wins for the people who these people are up against. So you understand where I'm coming from. So how do you tackle this? The government needs to implement that Aadhaar card plus voter ID, tying them together so that nobody should be able to vote unless you have the Aadhaar card. Now, Aadhaar card, you can go to a new place and get a new Aadhaar card with a new address quickly, but somewhere we have to put checks and balances to find out where their permanent property or permanent residence was. You need to be able to go back 3 or 4 generations to establish that. Anyway, will they do it or not? I don't know. Who is the founder of Miles to Smile? Aasij Mujitaba. How can the agencies look into these funds? Well, one thing to do is to follow the money. That is the standard thing that in the United States people say. By following the money, what happens is you look at the beneficiaries. Somebody who was working in a jhoppadpatti suddenly has a proper pakka construction house. So you find out how they got it. And then suddenly you'll quite quickly you will see the pattern, and then you go after the persons who are funding these efforts. Now, one thing that needs to be borne in mind, something similar happened in Canada when the truckers were trying to raise money for their cause. Almost $1 million funds were frozen by the Canadian government, and pretty soon the truckers' protest fizzled out. It must be mentioned here that of the total number of truckers in Canada, close to 60% are Canadian Sikhs. Anyway, that's just for what it's worth. Who was the Shaheen Bagh organizer? Aasij Mujitaba. Who is the Miles to Smile founder? The same Aasij Mujitaba. And you know how he's sourcing some of these things? He's sourcing it through a crypto-based zakat organization called IBFNET. So it's not bad enough that you have to deal with money coming in. You also have money coming in through cryptos. Now, some of the biggest donors in this, interestingly, one of them was Bollywood actor Hrithik Roshan. Now, once that thing accidentally appeared, then they went back and sanitized it and said donor. But watchful eyes took a snapshot of the screen. It was Mr. Hrithik Roshan who gave 1 lakh. Again, I have nothing against or for him. These people have so much pressure on them to do this, do that, and they just try to get rid of some nuisance calls by doing these kinds of things. Are the Rohingyas also aiding and abetting in terror? There are so many concerns that have been expressed. In fact, PGurus was among the first to highlight the fact that Rohingyas are being strategically placed in various camps across the Jammu region. You have to go back and read Professor Hari Om's articles in PGurus where we highlighted this fact. And in fact, he personally went to many of these camps and he came away completely flabbergasted because he said the average size of a Rohingya family is 10 children. 10. Just imagine in 15 years' time what will happen if all of these people become residents and vote, become citizens of India. Now, there is much more that is coming down the pipeline from Hawkeye X. I just wanted to tell you that all the different ways in which the India is being cut are being employed. There is clearly a feeling that the Modi government is tightening a lot of the screws. For example, FCRA is being tightened considerably. It is still my conjecture, it is still my assertion that the amount of money that came in during the UPA period can easily take care of all these nefarious activities for many, many years to come. The government will have to figure out a different way to try and tackle that. Thanks for watching. Please share, like, and subscribe to our channel. And if you thought this presentation was worth your while, consider donating using the Super Friend button or Super Thanks button, I should say. And also, please click on the bell button for notifications. Namaskar.